Mamupetya punarjanma Dukkhalayam ashashvatam Nabnuvanti mahatmanah Samsiddhim paramam gataah Mamupetya punarjanma Dukkhalayam ashashvatam na apnuvanti mahatmanah samsiddhim paramam gataah. What is the goal of meditating on Krishna? Why are we practicing Krishna consciousness? What is the goal of spiritual path? That is being answered by Krishna in this verse. Because Krishna is telling Arjuna that somehow or the other, think of me. If you think of me, what will happen? Maam upetya punarjanma. And in third line he says, na apnuvanti. Na means no more birth, no more rebirth in this material world. That is the fruit of thinking about Krishna. How many of us really have the desire to quit the material world and go back to spiritual world? Raise your hand. Really? If a Vaikuntha airplane came right now, okay, Golok Vrindavan plane, the Goloka Airlines. Goloka Airlines came, landed in front of you, and two coward boys, say Subala and Madhumangal, came out and said, hop in. We'll immediately go to Golok Vrindavan. And if you'd like, I'll take away all your material desires. How many of you think you will readily just climb the plane? With material desires, you cannot climb. They will purify you of all the material desires. They are ready to take it away. Take away all your material desires. They are ready to do that. Yes? No? Okay. It's not that easy. Easy to raise hands, but not actually climb the plane. Why? Because we all have our own understanding of how to become happy. We all have desires to fulfill in pursuit of that happiness. So when someone says, give up everything and just follow me, and believe me or not, that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Give up all your other desires and simply follow me. If you do so, you will attain all happiness. How many of us can just readily give up everything? So difficult, isn't it? So therefore, it has to be cultivated. What has to be cultivated? The desire to connect with Krishna has to be cultivated. That is the goal or the substance of practicing spiritual life. And therefore, Krishna is telling Arjuna, you can do it very easily by investing your consciousness in me. Think about me, worship me, offer obeisances unto me, serve my devotees. Somehow or the other, make Krishna the center of our lives. So Krishna is urging Arjuna, somehow or the other, make me the object of your thought, of your remembrance, of your meditation. Because throughout the day, just introspect, how much of Krishna do we really think about? Have you ever analyzed it? How much of Krishna do we really think about? You can put it in this way. If you want to take a percentage of Krishna conscious thoughts, or even consciously you're thinking of Krishna's pleasure. Today, what can I do for Krishna? For last few months I haven't done anything. So let me do something. Even consciously thinking counts. Consciously thinking, meditating, chanting Hare Krishna, consciously that you want to please Krishna. Anyone wants to give their percentage throughout the day? I can tell you honestly, even while being in the temple, to directly think of Krishna, maybe 50%, 60%. What do you say? Yeah, 50, 60 is okay. Even that is too much, I think. Sometimes we are so busy. But of course, when you're serving Krishna, Maam Anusmara Yuddhicha. So you're fighting for Krishna, it's fine. Still engaged in Krishna Seva. So in that way, somehow or the other, our body is engaged, even if mind is not. So even if you leniently consider that, maybe 60, 65, 70, you can say, while staying in the temple, where there is nothing else to do. But otherwise, what do you say? Anyone would like to suggest what percentage?
Our own percentages?
Yeah, even if you are okay to share that.
15,
10.
10%?
15,
15%?
15.
Anyone
I'm
else?
being generous.
Anyone else? It's not easy. Actually, if you do 2 hours chanting Hare Krishna, it's 2 by 24 into 100. 1 by 12. 100 by 12 is how much? About 8? 8. 8 was 96, so 8.5 you can put. 8.3, 8.2, 8.3. Oh, no, if you're sleeping, then done. Cut off percentage. Sleeping while chanting, done. Yeah, even if you just chant 16 rounds attentively, 2 hours, then you reach about 8 point, to make it easy for calculation, 8.5%. And whole day we are busy in so many things. And Krishna is saying, Yomam Smriti Nityashaha. All the time for me. So therefore, in our position to simply remember Krishna, actually this is not our process. This is not what Prabhupada gives. Directly to think about Krishna all the time, it is not possible. You can feel relieved. Naturally. So therefore, what Krishna said, what did Sri Prabhupada say? First, engage your senses in service of Krishna. That is easy. Like you like to bake. You can bake a cake for Krishna. Easy than to simply just sit and think of Krishna. You have to chant. Better to people just somehow complete their rounds and then they're ready to do anything for Krishna but chant His holy name. Why?
Very good.
When the mind is purified of passion, only then one can sit and chant for long hours. When we have rajas, we have to channelize in Krishna Seva. So therefore, Krishna makes it very easy for his devotees. Krishna says, you act for me. Don't think of me. Thinking Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. Smaranam is part 3. It is not easy. But if we hear about Krishna, chant his holy name or engage in Kirtan, render some seva for Krishna, then naturally remembrance of Krishna dawns in the mind, in the heart of the devotee. Artificially thinking is pretty tough. You can try that. Artificially thinking, okay, Krishna, it's like choosing your avatar, color black and blackish blue, peacock feather on the head. You are designing Krishna in your head. It's very artificial. When the great sages, according to Bhagavatam, when they used to meditate in the forest, when Dhruva didn't have to paint his picture in the mind. Of course, Dhruva was given. Narada Muni explained to him how beautiful Vishnu is. And he explained to him, how do you recognize Lord Vishnu? He gave the features of Lord Vishnu. Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, blackish blue in color, a golden belt, Shrivatsa, Kaustubha jewel, the earrings, the kundal, the mukut, peacock feather, all these descriptions he gave. A sharp raised nose, raised cheekbones. Description is there in Bhagavad. Why? Because someone comes in your heart, you don't know how he looks like, how God looks like. How you recognize it's Vishnu? Isn't it? Of course, Narada Muni did give him a description of how Lord Vishnu looks like. But what did Dhruva do? He was meditating on the holy name of Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. While, of course, he understood the description of the Supreme Lord. The focus was on the holy name. And gradually, Lord Vishnu manifested himself by the end of 5th month. And what little austerity did he perform? In the first month, he was only eating some dry leaves. Once a day or once in 3 days? Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he was only drinking water once in 6 days. Then he was only breathing air once in 9 days. Then he stopped that also. So these are Dhruva's austerities. And finally, Supreme Lord, being so appreciative of austerities, he manifested himself in the heart of Dhruva. And from the heart, he manifested before the eyes of Dhruva in his physical, personal form. Of course, today we are not capable of performing such level of austerities. He was pleased with Dhruva's austerities not for austerity's sake. He was pleased with Dhruva's austerities because those austerities were recommended by Narada Muni. So, Srila Prabhupada has told us chanting Hare Krishna, 16 rounds, chanting following 4 regulative principles. We follow that under guidance of Prabhupada because we are following that which is given by Prabhupada. Then Krishna can manifest in our heart also. Not necessarily the intensity of the austerities has to be that of Dhruva, because Dhruva's yuga was Satya Yuga. So cheating ho jata hai. We are in Kali Yuga. So austerities are reduced also. So the power is in following Guru Adesh. When we get a bona fide Guru in our life and we follow the instructions of such a Guru in our life, then Krishna is manifest because he is subservient to his pure devotees. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Why did Lord Narasimhadev appear from the pillar? He could have appeared from anywhere. Why from the pillar? Because Prahlad said, yes, he is in this pillar. Satyam vidatum nidabhitra bhashitam, it is said. Because the Supreme Lord makes sure the words of his pure devotees will never fall false, will never become false. Therefore, he had to come. Because Prahlad said it. He will come, then he has to come. So, to prove the words of the pure devotee true, the Supreme Lord manifests. So, he is subservient or not? He is. His subordinate is the love of his pure devotees. And the month of Kartik is, of course, the celebration of that love, the pure love, which subordinates the Supreme Lord himself. So, therefore, the point is, if we want to make progress in spiritual life, we don't have to plug our nose, stand upside down, go to the cold waters and dip ourselves. We don't have to do all this in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, one simple process. What is that? Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. Chant Hare Krishna attentively. That's all. Very simple process. Attentive chanting. When you chant Hare Krishna attentively, follow the 4 regular principles, try to please the devotees, immediately our path back to Godhead is wide open. So here Krishna is telling Arjuna, this is the goal of remembering me. He is saying you have to meditate upon me, invest consciousness in me. Why? He says because this is the way to quit the material world. But not everyone wants to quit the material world. Isn't it? Though many of you raised hands. Isn't it? Though many of you raised your hand ready to climb board the Goloka Airlines, it is really a question. Would we really do that? If we really can do that, then everything else must be very easy in our life to navigate. Just choose Krishna at every point, every moment. It's not that easy. What was he? 1 minute. I think I cannot hear you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay, yes.
Yes, I just wanted to answer your question, which you have said that are we willing to let go the materialistic world and go with Krishna who has created us. I don't think that is practically possible because we are from the childhood we were asked to chase after certain things. We were asked to chase the numbers, getting good numbers in exams.
Correct.
Get a good lifestyle. The society has built in such a way that it is definitely impossible for us, but we can find a way out because at the end of the day, the material world is also created by Him. If I have a purpose to stay in the materialistic world and do my seva, maybe I would choose. It's not like I would choose the materialistic world just to have my self pleasure or something. It's if I have a purpose to serve someone who are in need, like if I have money and someone is really in difficult situation and having a issue, like no one is funding them or something, where they are in a critical condition, maybe at that time you would you would expect to grow the money more so that you can serve your purpose of doing seva.
Correct. Very nice. Very noble desire that you're ready to stay in the material world just to be of some service to others.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's not very easy to go back to spiritual world. So, in this, maybe first we'll read the translation and then continue. Who has the mic? Whoever has the mic, you can read.
After attaining me, the great souls, who are yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection.
So Krishna is saying, one who remembers me, he can go to the spiritual world. See, the spiritual world is a place where there is no misery. It is a place where there is no envy. It is a place where there is no cutthroat competition. It is a place where there are no diseases, there is no birth, no old age, no death. The living entities shine in their full splendor, and they always actively engage in the service of the Supreme Lord and experience at every moment an ocean of bliss in their heart. Whereas the material world is a place which we all detest. Material world is a place of birth, death, old age and disease. Material world is a place where what you want you don't get, what you don't want you get. Material world is a place which Krishna himself is calling in this verse as dukkha alayam ashashvatam. So till the time we are in this material world, there will be problems. Srila Prabhupada said, danger must be there because you have put yourself in a dangerous position. Because we ourselves chose, okay, let me go to the material world to enjoy separate from Krishna. And therefore, we have put ourselves in a very precarious position. How many ever facilities or opportunity for serving others might be there, still, no one can deny the fact that this material world is a
Suffering.
place of misery. Isn't it? Say, for example, in a jail, depending on the level of crime, you go into the darkest region of jail. If you're, there's some you got into some kind of a fight, they'll put you in some behind the bars. But if you are a serial killer, they'll take you to some a separate island where there's a whole prison arrangement, and you will be put in the darkest of the region of the prison, and there will be high security where you cannot escape, and they'll give you the worst treatment. The toilet has no covering. You just pass stool there in the commode, and there is no covering. Probably they fill with roaches and mites. Yeah, that is like a dungeon for the worst criminals. So now if I say, okay, my dear Prabhu, you have suffered enough. Instead of staying in this C-class jail, I'll take you to A-class jail. In A-class jail, what is there? AC is there. There is internet. Good treatment. That means the people who come and talk to you, they're pretty kind. And what else?
Phone bhi chahiye. Internet ke saath.
Instagram is there. Now, would you say, I am happy to, and of course you have other jailmates also along with you, and what you can do is sometimes the one jailmate has a headache, you will massage his head. You have a headache, he'll massage your head. So you guys can serve one another in the jail. How many of you would prefer getting out of such a jail? Getting out of such a jail. Okay, how many of you would prefer staying in that jail?
No one would prefer to go to that jail, Prabhuji.
Why? Why not? You get to do service to others.
No. Service for others, I intend to say, is when you are in a, if you get the chance to service yourself, turn yourself into a new leaf, that's a different thing. But when you are in a certain environment where you get to see the roaches and everything, you don't feel like thinking of, I need to change for others. You would think yourself first that I should get out from this place.
Very good. Now you've understood the point. See, if you really want to help the person in the prison, you should not be in the prison.
Yes.
Yeah, you should first get out. Then you can help others get out. Isn't it? So now in the jail, now none of you raised hand that you want to remain in the jail. Though AC, I mean, pretty good facilities. AC, internet, Instagram, and one more thing we said. Kind treatment of the jail. At least good karma. Like Prakriti is giving you, good bungalow, job just as soon as you graduate, and that also promoted, and no competition in job also. Isn't it? So that is also a good arrangement. Then having such good facilities, people feel I will stay in this material world. What is wrong? तो कुछ अच्छा करेंगे. I'll do some good for others and stay nicely. What is the problem? Can you point out the problem?
Still in the jail.
So what? You have facilities.
I'm like, he's still taking the guilt. Like, he's okay with being considered as a prisoner rather than a civil person. That is actually something needs to be questionable. Because if you did good karma and you were provided with all facilities, though you will be considered as a prisoner, but not a person who has turned himself into a nice person or something.
Okay. See, that's the thing. So the people in the jail can be nice to one another. Correct, no? But still they're behind the jail. So my question is simple. Before we go there also, why do you feel there is a need to quit the jail?
Prabhu, because even the comfort we're getting in the jail, they are temporary. You will be snatched away by that over the time.
That's not given in the question.
No.
Who said? They won't be taken away.
At the end, the jail is a jail. It's still a jail. It doesn't matter how many facilities.
Okay, what jail? You can say it's like when you put a bar in front of you, the bars. You can say the other people are in the jail. I mean, as long as the whole point is, as long as you have the facilities to enjoy, why would you think of quitting the jail? See, this requires little thinking. You have to introspect. Yes.
Because you're missing out on something far, far, far greater. Because the jail is
What is that?
You're missing out on
interacting with people outside the world, maybe.
People are inside the world, inside the jail. Why you want to interact with people outside the jail?
No, because we are social beings. We are not just.
No, people are inside the jail also. People are inside the jail. You can interact with them also.
You don't.
Yes.
You don't have happiness because you only have happiness when you serve Krishna.
Hey, Krishna is everywhere. Yes.
If I'm correct, the jail, the material world is only like a certain percentage of creation. Meanwhile,
No, don't talk about material world. Only jail.
Jail.
Once you understand this, you can understand material world. Yes. Oh, no. Okay.
We have no freedom in the jail. We cannot do.
Internet there, Instagram there.
Instagram से सब कुछ नहीं होता है ना प्रभु जी.
But still,
Who says?
we are bounded by the rules of other people, right? We are not independent there. Even after
Nowhere we're independent, whether jail or outside the jail.
but still people think that being outside they can be independent. Jail is
No, whatever people think. What do you think?
I only thought of this point.
Okay. For example, in jail you have to follow the rules of the jail.
Jailer.
In the outside the jail you have to follow the rules of the country. Rules has to be followed. The Jiva is never independent. Yeah, no, not you. Tabu is very senior. He knows all this already. So yes.
In jail, you're continuously saying there is only some facilities, while outside there is more facilities.
Who said?
You're saying some facilities in jail.
Come on. I never said there's more facility outside.
Prabhuji, I believe learning is a key example, but like when he stays in the jail, he will be just having the pleasure, but when he comes out, he will have the pleasure of learning, understanding, and being with others and teaching something about his mistakes and correcting them indirectly. Even that's a service. If
he can help by coming outside, he can help others not to go into the jail.
Yes.
That is a good good point. Okay, but I'm looking for more. Yes.
Facilities may not be forever.
In a jail, it is there. Till you die, it is there at least. Jailers. So, given that all the jailers who come there, they'll be kindly treating the prisoner. Yes, Prabhu.
Until we
Introspect, think about it. Yeah.
until we don't get out of the jail, right? We don't actually know, like, there is like happiness outside of that jail as well, right? We have this
If you are happy inside,
but we have
why do you put endeavor going outside?
but we have this perception, right? Like, this internet will give me happiness, this massaging will give me happiness, right? But if we think of something more, right, that life is not just like if someone comes and massages me, right, and if I have some internet, because ultimately, even if we are right now, we have that same facilities, right, but we are still not happy. So it is kind of the same chain.
So how you become happy?
Going back to Krishna.
Going back to Krishna. Krishna is there now everywhere. Next. Yes. Bol do kya? Should I say it? Okay.
If I'm using my own experiences relating to the jail, of course.
Okay.
So even if you have like the internet and you have all this content and all this like good stuff, right? There's like a certain reservoir of happiness. When all that is depleted, you have nothing ultimately. Because even if you give me all this good stuff in jail, it's going to run out eventually. And when I'm out of it, I'm stuck. I have nothing. So then I'm like, crap, what do I do? And then I'm thinking, maybe this is the way I think. Maybe I'm like, maybe I should seek something higher, thus giving me out of the jail.
What is that higher?
That higher is the civilian or like the civil life per se. Like
Okay, why would civil life be higher than the life in the jail, given that all the material facilities to enjoy is already present in the jail?
Well, even if you have all that stuff, I'm pretty sure that all of us in here can relate that. Can I give like an example?
Of course.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I play a lot of like video games.
I used to.
Used to, yeah. Not as much as before. Oh my god, before was crazy. Anyway, when you play a video game, you like it. But eventually that reservoir of happiness will deplete because you understand something.
Law of part 2?
Part 2 of the video game.
Okay. Yeah, you get bored of the video game.
Yeah,
You get
basically.
sick and tired. Then you get another video game.
Yeah, but then eventually if you keep doing this, your happiness will decrease because you're running out. Your
Then you play outside sports.
A little bit, but I wasn't not much of an outside guy. I do like workouts and that type of stuff. But even then, that reservoir will still keep going down.
Okay, so you feel there might be some hope of happiness outside which the jail couldn't provide.
Yeah, basically.
Good. I like the point. Accepted. Something more? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, when you're in A-class jail, what is the guarantee that you will not fall back into C-class jail? Outside, there is no C-class jail, A-class
Yeah,
jail.
that's up to you. But you have full facility to stay in A class also. You have you don't have to kill anyone again. You have the facility. Okay, Nikhilesh, we want to try?
One last is the rules inside the jail versus the rule out. I mean, civilian rules versus the inside rules. Inside rules are still very constraining as compared to outside rules.
Okay. You feel there's more freedom outside. You feel more freedom outside. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, as Nicholas Prabhu said, we're limited, like we're chained, even though we are getting all the facilities.
You are chained.
But when we're
in
not
A class, there is no chain.
But still, there's some limitations, like you cannot go out of these things.
Okay. Okay, same point as there's more you feel there's a hope of more freedom outside the jail. Okay. You have some point?
And also, the
Yes.
human mindset has
Your
this
mic?
thing,
Mic.
where when you have something, you feel like that is not sufficient.
Ah.
There is something more outside. There is something more.
Ah.
So once one
And people
desire
outside
is,
will think there's something in the jail.
they might think.
Huh?
But generally, that is how the human mind. When you
Correct.
get, for example, when I get a job,
The grass
the
is
next
green on the
thing
other
will
side.
be. Recently, I've seen a friend. Like for
Okay.
example, I've seen someone who got a job. Till then, they were worried about paying off the loan. Once they got that, now they're worried they're paying more taxes to New York. So this is how, in a split second, you forgot that you have to pay loan. Now you're worried that you're paying more taxes to
Correct.
NY. So that's how people mind change. After this, they will find another problem, or
Okay.
there is another suffering. People want something to worry, and something they feel that there is more outside, or there is something more that is left that I have to experience for happiness, or to
Okay.
just fill the void.
You
in
are
my-
saying jail में रह के थोड़ा boring हो गया.
हाँ.
So let's go outside and check it out.
Let's go outside or find something else for happiness. This is like, yeah, even if you have everything, they will find new thing,
Correct. Something they want different.
something they want more.
Actually, material world is so big. You can keep finding so many things. You'll keep finding lifetime after lifetime.
But people find, like, for example, we found out, at least I found out at 21 maybe. Someone else will find at 55 or 60.
And we don't find out Krishna consciousness.
I mean, Krishna give mercy.
Krishna's devotee comes in our life, and he or she gives Krishna bliss.
But still, there are people who are not ready to take it.
Correct.
But at that point, we made a choice, Prabhu, to
Hey, but the Sukruti account, they say, I'll tell my dear friend, take some prasad. He said, I don't believe in God. No, you can still eat. Do you believe in eating? Yes, sir. You eat. You take, and his Sukruti spiritual account went up. Next time when he looks at the devotees, he feels, yeah, they're not such bad people. Then he thinks, I'm making the choice to go to the temple, but he doesn't understand someone gave me the opportunity to take prasadam, which increased my bank account, spiritual bank account.
So unknowingly, first you increase
Yeah,
your
yeah,
Sukriti,
Yeah.
and then knowingly you will increase, and then at
Yeah,
the end of the
correct.
day, you come.
Yeah. Sachinandan Priya Prabhu. Prabhu is going to uncover the answer.
I don't know. I think I know, but so just like if one person is person in jail, actually, how much facility he is provided when he actually meet with his family members there when he goes out of jail. Then he feels like there is a great joy, there is a love.
Haribo! Amazing. All of you coming from India, you did not say the most important thing, that family is outside. Family मिलने के लिए तो जाएंगे बाहर जेल से. You guys are detached. Very good. To meet the family. Yes. To meet the family, one quits the jail. You have all the facilities in the jail that is there outside. If it is little more outside, if it's little less inside, that's not a problem, to put enough endeavor to go outside. But why will you go outside? To meet your family, to meet your loved ones. They are not in the jail. Would you like to die alone? Without your loved ones by your side? Therefore, the devotee, he knows the spirit outside is in the spiritual world is my real family. That is Krishna's family. Therefore, that is the motivation. So, therefore, when we study Bhagavad Gita, what is Krishna telling Arjuna? Arjuna, you are my devotee. He's not saying, just do this and come to Godhead. Or what will you do there? No. First, understand you are my devotee. Mamai vamcha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Krishna tells Arjuna in the 15.7. He says, Mama eva hi amshaha. They're all certainly my parts and parcels. They're mine. The jivas are mine. Krishna is claiming. That means there is relationship. But we have forgotten Krishna, and therefore we are in the jail. The motivation to quit this jail and go back to Godhead is, we want to engage in seva to Krishna. Krishna comes into this world in deity form. Sometimes in his own personal form he comes time and again. Sometimes he comes as his own holy name, holy books, holy dhams, holy rivers, holy devotees. But this is just an inspiration to attract us back to spiritual world. Because the real substance is there. Where Krishna is always present. In the material world, he is present everywhere by his energies. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murti. I am present everywhere in the form of my impersonal energies. But if you want personal Krishna association, you have to go to his home address. That's outside this jail. So therefore, the greatest motivation is, we want to meet our family back. Therefore, the living entity is ready to quit the jail of the material world to go back to spiritual. And that is called as Sambandha Jnana. Sambandha Jnana means our knowledge of our relationship with Krishna. So by hearing, by chanting, what are we cultivating? Our Sambandha with Krishna. Actually, we have forgotten. We have forgotten our own father. Isn't it kind of foolish? And therefore, Krishna keeps coming and saying, by the way, I'm your father. Yeah, keep quiet. I have other things to do. And again, next millennium he comes. Time and again, Krishna is coming. In different ways. Somehow or the other, come back. Not finding happiness. Like that. So I hope that is understanding. Why to quit the jail of material world. And in the jail of material world, it's filled with miseries. It is mentioned in 13th chapter, Krishna says, one who is in knowledge understands the real problems of life. What are they? Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. The greatest motivation even for an atheist to turn towards God is he wants freedom from miseries in whatever form. No one likes to suffer. Why? It is unnatural for the soul. Sometimes we take up suffering, called as penances, austerities, for a better happiness, better standard of happiness in the future. So again, we are working towards happiness. If I say, there is no promised happiness in the future, just can you suffer for me? Will you suffer? Why will you suffer? The living entity is, the jiva is anandamaya abhyasat. His nature is to be happy. His nature is to be in an ocean of bliss. Why will the jiva suffer unnecessarily? And therefore, believe it or not, it is at some point in our lives, we have some suffering which actually made us question, made us doubt what people are preaching in this world. We have got some doubts in material life, and therefore we have turned to God. Isn't it? Because Krishna is so merciful, he has put the problems. Greatest motivation. Greatest. So, Krishna is calling this material world as Dukkhalayam. Dukkhalayam means this material world is filled with miseries. How much ever good you may be, still you are bound to suffer. Did you know that? How much, if you say, Prabhuji, I only did good karma, see, only good karma, last 10 lifetimes, still you have to die. You cannot escape death. You can't escape old age. You can live long, but old age means problems. Disease, you can't escape disease. You can't escape birth. Brahma bhuvana loka punaravarti. That verse will come later on. Krishna is saying, the material world, from the planet of Brahma to the ant, everyone has to die. Everyone's life is temporary. You do good karma, you get to go to A-class jail. What is that? Heavenly planets, where you can enjoy unlimitedly all your senses in a mode of goodness time. But in heavenly enjoyment, how much are you motivated to pick up your beats? You can't think of Krishna easily. And therefore, even the denizens of heaven are praying, when will that day come and we will go down to the earthly planets so that we can pray to Krishna and go back to Godhead from there. So earth, the Bhuloka is the place from where you board Goloka Airlines. Heavenly planet also sometimes some flights come. It's very rare. Very difficult to board. Too much sense enjoyment to give up there. Here, very easy. Kali Yuga, much easy. Why? So much misery. So much misery. In heavenly planets, maybe once in a while some demons come. Maybe once in a while, the Apsara you like said no to you. So you can always have other Apsaras. But in the Kali Yuga, in Bhuloka, too much misery. There was no engineering in Satya Yuga. Isn't it? Only now. People in my college, they used to curse Newton. Why did apple fall on his head? Not his fault, So there is misery in all kinds of ways. There are 3 kleshas called as Adhyatmika klesha. What does it mean?
misery caused by body and mind.
Yes, Adhyatmika Klesha. The Adi Daivika Klesha is misery is due to
Due to calamities, due to
natural forces. And Adi Bhautika Klesha is Rohit Prabhu?
Because of the body.
No, that's Adhyatmika.
By other living entities?
By other living entities. Therefore, we should constantly do preaching. The more you speak, more you understand, more you live it and remember it. Adi Atmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. 3 kleshas. These are the 3 spokes of Durga's Trishul. That's how she inflicts pain, miseries on the living entities. Sometimes Adi Bhautika, sometimes Adi Atmika, sometimes Adi Daivika, constantly being inflicted upon us. But the foolish living entities, they think they can get away with it. Nowadays, the scientists, how much can they run away from natural disasters? Some tornado, typhoon, some hurricane comes. They only give beautiful names, Katrina, Rita. Yeah, isn't it? They give names like this. In Florida, some typhoon, tornado came, they give some name like that. Why? Why female names? Because all are agents of Durga Devi. They also understand. But they can't escape. If an earthquake has to come, how much can you live in the sky? You have to live on earth only. So therefore, these kleshas are imposed by a higher will, which we cannot escape. Similarly, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, birth you cannot escape. Krishna, when he comes out of his own sweet will. When we come, we are forced to take birth. We are forced to take birth in the womb of another mother. In any species. In any species, we are forced. For Krishna, therefore it is karmana daivanetrena deha jantu upapatte. Then striya pravishta udram what is it? Something reta kanashraya. Basically, the living entity again has to enter the womb of another mother of any species depending on karma. Karmana daivanetrena, that karma is imposed by higher will. Prakriti makes sure you waste the fruit of your action. We act like a dog, you will be born in the womb of a dog. We act like a pig, we have to be born in the womb of a pig. We act like a cockroach, eating others' food. I don't know how you can act like a cockroach, being irritating to others. Then you have to be born in the womb of another cockroach. Believe it or not, we can safely conclude we have accepted births in all these species. And finally, we have come to this human form of life. The beautiful verse in 11th canto. Nirdeham adyam sulabham sudurlabham plavam sukalpam guru karnadharam mayanukulena nabhasvate ritam puman bhavabdim nataret sa atmaha. It is mentioned, sa atmaha. The living entity who, sometimes it is said, a human body can be even easily attained. Even though it is sudurlabha, it is sulabha. Why? Because it automatically you get it. You undergo all the species and again you come to human life. Not much endeavor. So as soon as you undergo all species, again you come to human form of life. So therefore it's called as sulabham, though it is sudurlabham. Though it is rare, it is automatically in one sense obtained. But after obtaining this human form of life, it is said this body, human body, is compared to a boat, plavam. Sukalpam means the perfectly structured boat to help you cross the ocean of material existence. Plavam sukalpam guru karnadharam. But do you know how to navigate the ocean of material existence? Therefore, the best captain is the guru. Guru will guide your boat, except him, the captain of your ship. Guru karnadharam mayanukulena nabhasvate ritam. Like this, the Guru will help. Sometimes there are favorable winds of Krishna's mercy. Krishna gives opportunity to give seva karlo, and we go to some seva. We engage in service to devotees, service to Krishna. Like that, there are favorable winds of Krishna's mercy also. helping the boat go towards Krishna, crossing the ocean of material existence. So Puman Bhavadim Nattaret, but that person who after having the boat of human form of life and accepted the Guru as the captain, still does not take benefit to cross over the ocean of material existence, he is called as a killer of the soul. He is the killer of the soul. I mean, soul cannot be killed, but when the journey of the soul has been stopped because of his foolish decisions he has made in his life, of not accepting, not using that boat to cross. If I give you a boat, if I give you, or for example, if I give you a job, if I give you, Lakshmi, if I give you all the facilities, accommodation, prasadam, everything is there, and I say all you have to do is go to your job, work and come. You say, I don't want to work. Then what is the killer of his material life? Isn't it? Because facility is given, but he's not doing anything. He's a killer of his material life. Similarly, for one who has been awarded this human form of life, there's opportunity to accept Guru, there's opportunity to use the boat of the human body to cross the ocean of material existence. Still one doesn't take advantage. He is called as killer of the soul. So this material world, Krishna has placed miseries just for one reason, that we understand this material world is not a happy place. But unfortunately, people who are atheistic, who are demoniac, who are adamant to enjoy this material world, they are always finding out newer and newer ways to somehow or the other look for happiness. They want to turn a blind eye to the problems of this world. They don't want to accept, yes, this world is miserable. Why? Then their hopes of enjoyment are crushed. Therefore, they don't want to accept it. But we can introspect. We can analyze. In your entire life, compare the amount of happiness you've undergone, compare the amount of distress you've undergone. Which is more?
Distress.
Come on, at least one of you should say happiness. Not even one person. Why? To earn a drop of happiness, you need to shed a gallon of distress. You have to undergo a gallon of distress. Anything you want to do in this world. This is the nature of the material world. And Krishna has made it that way. And therefore Krishna is saying, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Arjuna, I am the creator of the world. And the creator, the inventor. Say for example, you purchase a washing machine. General Electric washing machine, GE. And the owner himself is saying, we have a special washing machine. This washing machine is very special because it has two characteristics. Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. And this is so faulty, 99% of the time it doesn't work. And if you press this button, it will give you a 99 volt shock. If you press this button, it will give you 999 volt shock. And other button, don't even ask what it can do to you. It's a surprise. How many of you are willing to purchase that washing machine even if it is given for free? Are you ready to take it? Anyone? Free washing machine, come on. No? Why not?
I value my life.
Very like, because the inventor, the creator is saying it is filled with faults. You can test it out. Are you sure? I don't think you know properly, and you can touch it. Isn't it? You can yourself test it out. When the creator says it, take it for granted. Take it for granted, he is speaking the truth. When Krishna says this material world is a miserable place, to look for happiness in this world, I mean, we must be blind, isn't it? So therefore, this material world is so many problems. No one wants birth. There's so many videos, you can just YouTube it. The problems undergone by a small child in the womb of the mother. Just imagine if I put you in a sack upside down, how will you feel? In a potato sack or something. Will you feel happy? And I put you in the car backside. No, you can't survive. Even though there's might be some oxygen, something where you still feel so anxious. And sometimes, when the mother eats something spicy, it burns the child. The nourishment is from what mother eats. When mother eats something spicy, burns the child. Sometimes mother is, even her psychology is affected because of the child. And the child is inside crying like this. Why? The child is crying inside, and sometimes it is kicking, telling that please get me out of this place. And we all say, hey, wow, my beta is kicking. You see? The problem, and Bhagavatam mentions, with this you cannot, using your all scientific knowledge, you cannot understand this. Bhagavatam says when that small little child in the womb of the mother undergoes immense amount of pain and misery inside the womb, it starts to pray to the Supreme Lord. It offers prayer. My dear Lord, please get me out of this miserable place, and once you get me out, I'll become your devotee. The child promises. And as soon as he gets out, the biggest non-devotee. He doesn't care about God.
He forgets, the child forgets once he come out and then cry for the first time, I think somewhere. The baby, whenever it comes out, I've read somewhere that once the point they cry, that's when their forgetfulness comes.
Okay, I never heard that. I'll have to read it somewhere.
I don't know where I remember to, but as
definitely the illusion, the cover of illusion is there. As soon as they come out in this material world, the cover of illusion makes them forget everything. So the inside is gone.
Because right before the baby is praying for.
Yeah, see? Therefore, Shukadeva Goswami didn't come out of the mother's womb for 12 years. 12 or 16 years. I think 12 years? Whatever. Pretty big number of years.
Because there, you can remember.
Because his fear is as soon as you get into the material world, illusion will attack you. You don't want to get out only. So in this way, in birth also there's so much of misery. But we feel birth is not so much because we don't remember. And then we have disease. So many diseases in the material world. Newer and newer thanks to scientists and others. We are creating also new diseases. We are breeding new diseases by our actions, by our bad, dirty habits. And no one wants disease. Dis-ease means to be in a state of discomfort, not easygoing life. It is uncomfortable, inconvenient. When you have a 1 or 2 degree fever, how do you feel? Heavy head, very hot, very weak. You don't feel like eating, but you need strength. You don't feel like speaking to anyone. It's a very miserable, I'm not talking about a slight disease called as fever. But there are so many other things. Intense. When the cancer strikes, what can we do? The treatment itself is very costly and it cannot guarantee life. The treatment, chemotherapy cannot guarantee life. So when we try to count the number of diseases, the man can say, one person went to and said, but see, Swamiji, we have so many medical facilities increasing. Our medical technology is on the rise. Prabhupada said, but the death rate is always 100%. With whatever technology you have, you cannot stop death. Isn't it? You can delay. You can delay, maybe say you can live 1 or 2 more years. But you cannot finish off death. Death will be there. So, disease is not wanted. And old age is definitely not wanted, because old age, the pride of youth is crushed in old age. What you used to think, what you used to make fun of other old people, people will make fun of you when you're old. What you're proud of, your beard, your hair, your looks, you will not want to look at yourself. That's old age. That is old age. Horrible. You cannot bend. You become walk like a card, shelf, very stiff. Becomes very stiff, and you become like no one wants to hear the old person. Old person is very eager to share his experience of his life, but no one say, "Arey Buddha, say bol rahe." No one wants to hear. He is neglected. He is not cared for. In Kali Yuga, even better. People would go to some real stories are there. They take their parents who are old, go to some unknown place, drop them and say, I'm coming back, and they're done. You know that? Even in India. No one wants old people. They are like a liability, parasite. People are thinking, when will this fellow die so that I can have all the money for myself? This is the truth. Would you like to live like that? That you become a liability for someone else? Therefore, old age is a real problem. And then you have death. Death is the time when we lose everything. Whatever you have worked so hard for, to make your name and fame in this world, to make all your positions, to own everything, to show that I'm better than everyone else. Everything is snatched in a moment's time, snatched away. That is death. At the time of death, as soon as the soul leaves the body, no one wants to look at that body. No one wants to touch that body. Why? The soul is not there. No one likes death. What is that Shankarachary's words? How does it start?
Yavat pavano nivasati.
Yavat pavato nivasati dehe tavat prechyati kushalam gehe gatavati vayu deha paye bharyam bhyati tasmin kaye bharyam bhyati tasmin kaye bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate. It says when Yavata Pavano Nivasati Dehe Tavata Prachati Kushalam Gehe. When the soul is in the body, all people surround you and they are so lovingly talking with you and so on and so forth. Soon as the soul leaves the body, no one wants to do anything with that body, including the wife who has intimately dealt with the body of the husband. She wants to get rid of that body as soon as possible. So, no one wants death. People are ready to pay millions and billions of dollars to overcome death. That time, one Texas millionaire, a billionaire, he called for some medical scientist and he said, take these $20,000 and make sure when I die, you put me in cold storage and get some antidote for death and bring me back to life. So they said, sure, you give us the $20,000. They collected $20,000. And as he died, you think there's anything they're able to get any potion that can bring anyone back to life? Then they announced, okay, we are going to bring this person back to life. But his property had gone to his successors. The successors became anxious. If this fellow comes back to life, we have to give it back to him. So they gave another $20,000 to the medical scientist. They said, don't bring out that potion. Take this money and keep quiet. They said, oh sure. They earned a cool $40,000. Everyone in this world is trying to escape death. Trying to escape the inescapable. Unfortunately. So when you analyze the material world like this, whatever you do, practically speaking, we have so many more problems currently. But the Krishna says there's one solution to all your problems. You know what that is? Surrender to Krishna. Okay, something more specific. Service to Krishna. Okay, more specific. Okay, I can ask you, how service to Krishna will solve all your problems? I can ask you. Okay, so will all your problems be solved? No more problems? Huh? Okay, so yes, you go back home, back to Godhead. That is the only way to escape misery. You want a full, complete solution to all problems of life? Don't take birth in the material world. As soon as you take birth in the material world, there will be problems. In the material world, trying to escape birth, old age, disease, death, adhyatmika, adibhautika, adidaivika, kleshas is next to impossible. One disciple was sharing with Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, just see, material life is so difficult. He was a grihastha devotee trying to make a living. No, he was saying that his spiritual life is becoming very difficult. And he was I think, comparing that with the materialistic people, how they live. So he was saying, Prabhupada, my spiritual life is getting very tough, becoming very difficult to manage with all my duties. Prabhupada said, spiritual life is difficult, but material life is impossible. Yes, there will be difficulties in spiritual life, but you work hard in spiritual life, then you get a one-stop solution. All problems of life. Can any scientist find out the solution? No. Only one way. What is that? Napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. You go back to spiritual world, there is no misery. Vaikuntha means, vai means to cut or no. And Kunta is problem. That place where there are no problems, Vaikuntha. That's Vaikuntha. So therefore, here today Krishna is telling Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, you want no problem in your life? We say no problem. Hey, how are you doing, Prabhu? Or you hit someone or something. Sorry, you say. And he says, oh, no problem. You really want no problem? Then you have to go back home. If you are in this material world, you can be all goody-goody. You can do only good things. Help others. Help yourself. Whatever. Being good doesn't help. You want to do good to others, first help yourself be freed from the clutches of material existence. Then you help others get out of the clutches of material existence. This is real help. Someone comes to you and tells you, please give me some food. Out of great compassion, you will give him some food. Tomorrow he will again come to you. Again you give. Day after tomorrow, again he will come to you. Again you give. How long can you support one person? Rohit Sharma will say, Prabhu, 1 year I can support him. What about the next year? Then Gaurav will say, Prabhuji, 2 years from my side. What about the third year? Gaurav Deshmukh will say, Prabhuji, 5 years from my side. What about 6th year? Keshav Kumar will say, Prabhuji, is up chodi. Small people, I will do one lifetime. What about next life? Isn't it? We're just talking about one living entity. How much can you help? Only Krishna is the only person who can help unlimitedly. So don't try to take Krishna's position. You want to help others, let them be helped by Krishna. Introduce Krishna in their lives. So we'll pause here. Let me just see if Prabhupada says something. I mean, many things Prabhupada says. I just want to say. Okay. So next time we'll do 816. 816 will go through the same thing. How throughout the material world means 14 planetary systems. You know it? Brahma, Bhuvana, Loka. It starts with Brahma Loka. So we are in Bhuloka, which is which planetary system? Middle, but which out of the 14?
7.
7, sure? Yeah. There is Bhuloka. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha. Tat. Bhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha. No, or Tapaha, Janaha, Satyam. These are upper planet systems. Down, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Vitala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. There are 14 planet systems. Each one of them have different provisions for the living entity to fulfill their desires. The lower planet systems are called as subterranean planets. Over there, all the suspicious things happen. All the hellish existence you see in this world is coming, it's a glimpse of the hellish. You like hellish enjoyment, you know what is your destination next. You like, Prabhuji, time is kya acha hai, Prabhuji. Hari Bo. Probably Sutala. Sutala is still good because King Bali lives there, along with his doorkeeper, Lord Vamandev. But apart from that is hell only. So the hellish part where people are eating other animals, people are very cruel to others. There is always illicit affairs going on. One wife is cheating on her husband with 2 other men, and material world can be very disgusting. So that is all coming from, it is in full blow in the lower planetary systems. There it happens like anything. The glimpse is given in Bhuloka. Bhuloka is a mix of lower taste and the heavenly taste. And when you go into New Jersey, all bungalows by the riverside, filled with trees in summer, nice cool breeze, and huge bungalows, posh cars, Bentley and Rolls Royce only. That is the heavenly enjoyment. That's a glimpse of the heavenly planets. So what are you attracted to? Urdhva gachanti satvastha, madhya tishtanti rajasa, ado jaganya gunamrittastha, ado gachanti tamasaha. People who are attracted too much to tamasic things go down to a sensual enjoyment, down. too much passionate, kuch, name, fame, glory, same old story. You want to do a name, you want to increase your name, fame, etc., etc. You are very passionate to do karma. Then you stay in the middle planet system. One who lives in the mode of goodness, helping others, etc., etc. You go to heavenly planets. But everyone remains in the jail of the material world. A, B, C. This is A, B, C. But you will not get Krishna here. Our Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I have actually examined all the 14 planet systems and I found nothing as valuable as the holy name of Krishna. He found nothing in the entire 14 planet systems. The problem is we got it too easily. We didn't have to walk through a maze and jump over lava and like Indiana Jones. We didn't have to do anything like that. We just got, Prabhu, you want to chant Hare Krishna? Too easy. Therefore, we take it cheaply. So therefore, we'll read this. Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupete tu Kaunteya Punarjanma na vidyate. Krishna is saying this: in this material world there is always the 4 miseries and 3 miseries. 4 real problems, 3 miseries. But you understand me, once you attain me, Arjuna, you will have no more, you will exit the cycle of birth and death. Only if you take birth in the material world, there is all these miseries. Interview, job market crash. All these problems only in the material world. In the spiritual world, always seva is going on. All kinds of seva. Each living entity renders his own special seva to Krishna. No one else can replace you. You only have to come and do it. Because you have your own flavor in your seva. Even though there might be multiple coward boys to dress Krishna, to decorate Krishna's face. But every coward boy has his flavor of decorating. Cannot be replaced. Therefore, every soul is unique, individual. Only in the spiritual world. Here, competition. Cutthroat competition. Sometimes brother compete. Sometimes friends compete. Just to show how I'm better than you. How I'm better than you. Why? Here, 1 gold medal. So many people participate, 1 gold medal. Over there, everyone is best. The coward boys of Krishna, best devotees. Prahlad, best devotee. Hanuman, best devotee. Gopis, best devotee. Over there, everything is superlative. Everyone is best. Well, of course, gopis are the best of best. That's also there. Isn't it? So there's no competition in the spiritual world. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, you attain me, no more cycle of birth and death. Can you read this quickly?
From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again.
Okay. That's the next verse. Okay. We'll continue next time. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. We'll do some chanting.